shouldn't be wasting medical supplies. They're the enemy.
Irrelevant. These men are under my care. If you don't like it, take it up with the chief.
Very funny. Speaking of, how is she? Any changes?
I've done everything I could. But trauma was severe. Only time will tell. Damn.
What? Huh? I was just... Oh, darling, you're awake. Thank God. When your vertibird went down, I thought I lost you. You got banged up pretty bad in the crash. You've been out of commission for 3 whole weeks. How you feeling?
How bad?
It was pretty bad. Broken bones, ruptured organs, and a real nasty blow to your head. We weren't sure you'd wake up.
No, that's not possible. I wasn't out for that long.
Now, I know it may not seem like it, but you were. And if it wasn't for Cassandra, you would have been out for a lot longer.
I have this burning feeling inside my skull. It's like it's on fire.
Ah, yeah, after the crash, you were suffering from something cranial pressure. Cassandra had to operate on you. Try not to move around too much. It should help. Now, if you feel enough for it, I believe I owe you a delayed thank you. Thanks to you and Lupe's vertibird heroics, the HQ was spared nuclear annihilation. Well, mostly. There was a bit of radiation to deal with. But the gunners didn't have time to properly arm the bomb, so the fallout was minimal. Good job, Chief. We all owe you our lives. Oh, and before you ask, don't worry. Lupe's fine. No idea what that girl's made of, but she managed to come out of the wreck with barely a scratch.
You look tired.
I didn't want you waking up with no one else around. You know?
Where is she?
Lupe? I think she's in the comrade room. She's been covering a few of my shifts for me. You know, I've been down here.
I'm glad I got here in time.
You're not the only one. Hey, now that you're awake, there's something I want to talk to you about. Remember a while back when I said that maybe we should wait? You know, before we tried to pursue intimate things.
I'm listening.
Well, the reason was... I was worried. Worried that all this gunner business would just get in the way. But when I saw you laying in that bed, I realized what a terrible mistake I had made. That if anything, because of all this gunner stuff, well, the time we have is precious. What I'm trying to say is, I don't want to wait no more. I want to be a partner. And I don't just mean business partner.
Well, I'm willing to give it a try if you are.
Really? Oh, I was worried I waited too long. Thought you might have given up on me. But in all seriousness, this is something I want. I think it's something I've wanted for some time now. You're very important to me, darling. And I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes.
Hearing you say that means a lot.
All right. Back to business. At least for now. Now, I know you've only just woken up, and I don't want to overwhelm you, but... Well, since your accident, things have... changed out there. The Commonwealth is a mess, and you need to know what's been going on. I'll go gather the rest of the staff, let them know you're awake. So when you're ready, make your way to the meeting room and we can fill you in. And again, it's good to have you back. Things just weren't the same without you.
Where am I?
Oh, right, of course. You haven't seen this place since we fixed it up. Right now, we're under the HQ, in that new area we found. We needed a bigger infirmary, and the space was free.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. It's good to hear. Especially from you.
Don't forget to grab your stuff. It's in the locker near your bed. See you in the meeting room.
So tired. Hope I don't have to go out in the field again.
Aiden's been having a hell of a time. Security just can't handle the extra workload. Hey, glad to see you're up, Chief.
Busted.
Yeah.
Second floor.
Yeah? See? Here's the chief now.
Ah, Jake told us you were up. I'm glad to see it for myself. How are you feeling? Any pain? Dizziness? Nausea? Sensitivity to light, perhaps?
No, I'm fine. Thanks for asking, Doc.
Well, considering that I was the one who put your insides back from the outside, I don't buy the bravado. Ignore your injuries if you wish. Just keep in mind, your head trauma was severe. You still have quite the recovery ahead of you. That said, considering you are walking and talking, and I've yet to see any drool, I'm willing to clear you for light duties.
Well, I hope your noggin's not too scrambled, because we got a lot of info to throw at you. The Commonwealth. It's... well, it's not in the best shape right now.
How bad's the situation out there?
Not as bad as it would have been if you hadn't pulled off that stunt with the vertibird.
Shortly after you went down, I took out that last gunner ship. It was a carrier. It was where all those fighters and vertibirds were coming from.
Since then, no more gunners have tried coming in by sea. The outpost worked just as we hoped. It's a good thing we built it when we did.
After our little bomb scare, we took it as a sign we needed some better defenses at the HQ. So if you were to go onto the roof, you'd now find 3 big honking laser cannons. I call them the Bird Busters. Should stop anything nasty from flying too close again.
How are you feeling?
What, me? I'm fine. Unlike you, I didn't have many injuries from the crash. Guess I'm just lucky, but thanks for asking.
What happened after that?
Well, luck didn't last long. You may have stopped the gunners from overrunning the Commonwealth and thwarted their bombing of the HQ, but...
But the gunners still had incoming ground troops. Not 2 days later, soldiers marched in south of Murkwater, traveling along those old railway lines.
It all happened so fast. We deployed security personnel to confront them, but the gunners had so many soldiers. We didn't stand a chance. Our only option was to retreat, secure the HQ, the areas around it, and try to create a blockade to slow down this ground invasion.
Go on.
It worked. For a time, we held the line. But the gunners had established a foothold and had a lot of reinforcements inbound. Since then, we've had multiple skirmishes. Some won, most lost. With every defeat, The gunners have punched holes in our blockade, pushing forward.
Every day the gunners capture more ground. Not as fast as they would have, invading by sea, but still. Settlements are falling, people are getting hurt.
I ain't gonna sugarcoat it, darling. The gunners are back. And they've pretty much declared war on the entire Commonwealth. A war that, right now, the Commonwealth is in no position to win.
Any idea how many gunners we're talking about?
The number of actual gunners is less than you might expect. I think the bulk of their forces was aboard those ships you blew up. However, it seems they've been busy recruiting outside assistance. Our best estimates say they've at least a few hundred folks fighting for them. They're likely to hire a lot more before this is over.
What about the other groups out there?
The other big powers in the Commonwealth know what's going on, but they're too busy fighting amongst themselves to pay the situation much attention. Either they think we've got everything in hand, or they're seriously underestimating the threat the gunners pose. Either way, they're dead wrong.
Although, you'll be happy to hear, even with their general in a coma, the Minutemen have been doing what they can.
Where are they holed up?
Latest intel says Murkwater, Vault 95, Somerville, and the Northern Star Wreck are firmly under gunner control. They've also occupied the Poseidon Energy Plant and the old Automatoys factory. Plus, there's a sizable squad active inside of Quincy.
We did try clearing them out of a few places, but within hours, they had reinforcements come in and reclaim the areas.
What are these reinforcements supposed to do?
Bolster gunner forces. They've been recruiting heavily. We've seen markings from several known merc groups, and some we don't recognize.
And it ain't just mercs. Gunners also have themselves attack dogs, robots, captive ferals, even super mutants.
Super mutants?
Yeah, gunner squads with mutant escorts. No idea how they keep them under control, though.
A war, really? Is it that bad?
There's been no formal declaration, but yeah, we're at war. And the gunners, they're wiping the floor with us. They've got greater numbers, better equipment, and a very effective new leader called Captain Lamont.
This new captain is different. Areas the gunners capture are being ransacked, then occupied, abandoned, or razed to the ground. Captured civilians executed on the spot, or simply made to leave.
It seems gunner control and dominance is no longer their goal. What this woman hopes to get out of this war remains a mystery.
What other reasons do they have?
I don't know. Revenge seems a likely candidate. I mean, we've certainly done enough to royally piss them off.
No, something about that doesn't add up. I mean, we are without a doubt a nuisance to them, but I'm not so sure we're the reason they're doing all this.
Honestly, we're stumped. It's like this woman doesn't even care about the territory or settlements she captures.
What woman?
Captain Lamont. Besides what Lupe knows and what we've gleaned from a few overheard radio conversations, we don't really know much about her.
When I was still conscripted, I saw her a few times at the plaza. She was only a lieutenant back then. But still, all the other gunners seemed scared of her. And I guess I was too. It was strange. She wasn't big like Berman or angry like Wes. But there was something dangerous about her. I know that Captain Algernon knew her, but we've already tried contacting him. He never responded.
What do we do now?
We fight back, and we win. Stupid answer, I know, but your question was kinda stupid too.
Teresa's right. Our only way out of this is to fight.
I'm curious, Jake, just what is it you think we've been doing up until now?
We've been fighting with everything we have. It just hasn't been enough. Despite everything we put together, we're no match for an invading army. Hell, even with the support of some of your friends, we're still struggling.
I hate to say it, but Jake's right. Sure, we have security personnel, but they're not soldiers. They can't handle this. They can't win a war.
There must be something we can do.
If soldiers are what we need, why don't we just start training our own? Form a military. I'm sure there's something Aiden could do, given his background.
That's a good suggestion. But with things the way they are, Aiden's already got his hands full.
Kid's right. I've got more than enough on my plate. Can't split my focus. And training an entire military, that's no simple task.
So what's the solution?
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we just recruit some other specialists to build and lead our military? Problem solved.
Yes. Yes, that could work. Besides ourselves and our allies, we do know there are other groups fighting back against the Gunners. Perhaps we could approach the leader of one of these groups? Ask if they'd consider joining us.
Now you're talking. And I got just the person in mind. His name's Salvador, an old acquaintance of mine. He's ex-military, knows how to fight, knows how to train soldiers. He'd be perfect for the job.
Wait, I know that name. Captain Algernon was trying to find Salvador? He wanted his help to stop Wes. He spoke very highly of him.
Who is this guy?
I guess you'd call Salvador a veteran of the Commonwealth? He used to be part of some army, but he never told me which. Still, you could tell he was trained. He definitely knew what he was doing. He tends to keep a low profile, but often shows up during times of trouble. Which is how I know he'll be out there right now. If we asked him to join us, I think he might. After all, he's got a real soft spot for underdogs, which describes us pretty well right now.
What makes you think he can do this?
I spent about a year traveling with Salvador, and another guy. Sal was a skilled fighter, but despite being able to take down a room of bad guys by himself, he always preferred working in a team. He'd treat every fight like a mini war, always creating a new plan of attack for us to follow. And to his credit, usually his plans work. He's got a real knack for the whole command and strategy thing. I can't think of a better candidate to lead a military. Say goodbye to those pearly whites!
Willing volunteers showed up for a chance to live in an otherwise fully functioning vault.
We can always use a new recruit.
Can't argue with that. Only problem is, I don't know where to find him right now. We haven't exactly kept in regular contact.
I'm all for us bringing on this Salvador guy. But first, it sounds like we need some information on his whereabouts.
Oh, Mr. Theron. I mean, when Captain Algernon was looking for Salvador, he mentioned sending some of his men to Mr. Ron's to buy information. I don't know if he found anything, but if he did, I bet Mr. Ron would be happy to share it with us.
That's a good idea, Lupe. Darling, do you feel up to paying the Ron a visit? See if he's got any info on this Salvador? The trip might do you some good, let you get some fresh air, stretch your legs a little.
Of course I'll help. Count me in.
I'll go too. No offense, Chief, but I think it's best someone keeps an eye on you, at least for the time being.
All right, just be careful. The roads aren't exactly safe right now.
Keep your wits about you. Despite our best efforts, gunner squads are still slipping past our blockades.
Don't worry, we'll be fine.
But whether that is the full story is impossible to verify.
You know, this place has got some real nice architecture. Sometimes I'll take a stroll around the perimeter.
Hey, it's good to see
Just
you.
to take it all in. Hey, we should avoid traveling too far south. Anything below the HQ? That's gunner territory now.
Yes? Yes?
Hey.
Well, look who's back! They say cats have 9 lives. You gotta be down to at least 6 by now. Glad to see you again, cool cat.
You look like you're keeping busy.
And if it isn't Miss Fortunato.
Huh. Surprised you remember me.
The Ron never forgets a client. Although, if you're here to collect on that info, I'm afraid I've not yet found it.
No, I'm not here for that. Not today. We need information on something else. A while back, we think some gunners came asking you about a guy named Salvador. Maybe asking where they could find him?
What are you looking for?
I was looking to find someone. An old friend. Someone else that used to travel with me and Sal, actually. We all had a falling out, and I've not heard from him since. I wanted to try and make contact. Maybe try and bury the hatchet. But we're not here for that right now. So let's just focus on Salvador, okay?
What did you find?
Yeah, I remember. 2 gunner goons. Said they were representing some captain, and needed to find your Salvador. The same 2 guys who later gave me a beatdown. So I'd spill the beans on Jake. Anyway, seemed like those hoodlums forgot all about their info request. That, or they just had bigger fish to fry. But the Ron sure didn't forget. Oh no! I kept my ears peeled and my eyes open. And wouldn't you know it, you'll never guess who's made a return to the Commonwealth.
Salvador?
Oh, okay, maybe you can guess.
What did they want?
I'm a little fuzzy on the specifics, but the request was made on behalf of a Captain Algernon, former Big Cheese of the Gunners. I understand that you and he are on friendly terms these days. If you see the captain around, maybe you can ask him yourself. But if I had to speculate, before all this Lamont business, Algernon and the late Captain West were in some kind of power struggle. My bet is that old Algie boy was seeking allies to gain an upper hand. He must have thought Salvador would have made for a good candidate.
And I'm betting you know right where to find him.
If my sources are correct, Salvador was last spotted camping along the Charles River, near a makeshift crossing known as Cutler Bend. But if you're planning to go find this guy, I'd advise caution. Apparently, he was not alone.
Any more info on the target?
Not much. I know the guy's been around for a while, but I found surprisingly little in the way of details on him.
Sal's what you call a closed book. Kept his cards real tight to his chest. Jerk wouldn't even tell me how old he was. Made planning birthday parties a real pain.
But what I do know is that the name Salvador is one that's given both raider types and lawmen the heebie-jeebies. From what I can gather, Sal doesn't play favorites. If you get on his bad side, he appears more than willing to give you a hard time.
You must know everything that's going on around the Commonwealth.
If I didn't, the Ron wouldn't be much of an information broker, now would he? Although, I sometimes wouldn't mind knowing a little less. The Ron knows what happens during war. This conflict with the Gunners, It's going to get worse before it gets better. War's got a way of changing folks. Here's hoping we all make it out of this debacle without too many uncool scars.
Thanks for the warning.
Thank you for using the Ron's Information Emporium, where, for a friend, information is always on the house.
All right, we got a location. Let's go find Salvador.
Yeah?
What is it? Who's there? Stupid noises. Ah, what's that was nothing.
Got a dangerous look about you. You ain't here for me.
I used to be scared of super mutants, but we taught him a lesson this time.
You work to eat. It's as simple as that.
Another day of hard work. It never changes.
Check out this camp. Looks like we're not the only ones doing some fighting.
Hold it! State your business.
This camp, it's Salvador's, right? I'm an old friend. We need to talk to him.
You can enter. Just keep your hands where we can see them.
I've been looking for you.
Hey, Sal. Sure been a while. How you doing?
Teresa, it's agreeable to see you again.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect such an emotional outburst from you, of all people. Try to contain yourself, please.
Still making jokes, I see.
Yeah, well, someone's got to take the starch out of your shirt.
Hello to you. I am Salvador.
Dude, nice location.
Thank you. It's remarkable the difference some elevation and cover can make. I recognize you. You're the one who's been encouraging people to rebuild, using ASAMs. You're also the one responsible for inciting the Gunners, destabilizing an entire region, and throwing countless lives into turmoil.
I did what had to be done.
You accomplished your goals, but at what cost to others?
Ugh, come on, Sal. Don't start pinning all that disrupting the balance crap on us. It's the Gunners who started this war. We just fought back. Besides, looking around this little camp of yours, seems like you're preparing to dish out a little turmoil of your own.
Our goal is not turmoil, Teresa. What we strive for is equilibrium. I don't know why the Gunners started this war, but the chaos needs to end, and I intend to stop it.
Should've known you couldn't just sit back and let the Gunners run rampant. Still, didn't expect you to have a camp and crew all ready to go.
What's your plan exactly?
Preemptive attacks, guerrilla strikes, hitting the Gunners hard, fast, and with surgical precision. Whatever it takes to restore order.
Jeez, tell that to Aiden and you'll have a friend for life.
What is this place? And who are these people?
This is one of our war camps. We've been using ASAM sensors to construct them on an as-needed basis. The ASAMs have proven to be an invaluable tool to me and my troops. As for the people, they were civilians, mercs, scavvers, or traitors. But now, they follow orders. They're willing to lay down their lives to protect something bigger than themselves. Now, they're soldiers.
I'm here because I need your help.
You want my help. To what end?
Like I said, we're fighting back against the Gunners. Something it looks like we have in common. But in order to win this war, we're gonna need a proper military. And we're gonna need someone to take charge of it. Someone like you.
Yeah. What do you say? Want to work for me?
I see. Intriguing. But no.
No? What do you mean, no?
I mean, I have no interest in joining you or leading your military. As you can see, I already have soldiers under my command, and a plan to repel the Gunners.
What, these guys? What have you got, like 10 men? Salvador, you're good, but you're not that good. You can't expect to fight the Gunners with just a handful of troops. You want to make a difference in this war? Then you need us. And we need you.
Out of respect for Teresa, I'll hear you out. Make your case. Why should I join with you?
Because we care what happens to the Commonwealth.
The Chief ain't lying. Remember what we had back in the day? That's what we're all about. Helping the Commonwealth.
Those days are long behind us, Teresa. And this conflict with the Gunners is serious. It'll take more than brute force, dumb luck, or bravado to win.
Will you just listen. We're putting together something real here, Sal. We got settlements, resources, manpower, a headquarters. And despite lacking ideal means, we've been holding our own against the Gunners. With someone like you on our side, we can turn the tide of this war.
Your reasoning is compelling. Very well. Show me. Demonstrate your genuine concern. Show me you're willing to risk yourself for the sake of others.
Okay. I'll do my best.
Acknowledged. But be aware, your best may not suffice. The Gunners have their sights on a location northeast of here. They intend to seize it, to bolster their war effort. My intention was to engage the Gunners upon arrival, direct my men to clear them out, and then secure the area from being retaken. However, I propose you take charge of this attack instead. Prove to me your skills extend beyond mere discourse, and experience firsthand the methods required to achieve victory in this war.
What war effort?
The Gunners are doing more than simple land annexation. Their movements appear guided by underlying strategy. If my intuition is correct, it won't be long before you observe the meaning behind my words.
Let's talk about tactics.
While I don't doubt your proficiency in combat, or your competence to direct subordinates, commanding an entire squad of soldiers necessitates an entirely different skill set. So, I hope you're ready to learn.
I'm ready.
Good. Teresa, I request that you stay here. I need to appraise whether your chief can manage without your input.
Yeah, I get it. I'll keep out of your hair. Just make sure you don't play too rough with him, all right?
Come with me. We need to do some reconnaissance. This is the spot. Before we begin, I wish to apologize if I had seemed uncivil. In the words of Teresa, I am not a people person. And these past few weeks have been taxing.
You sound troubled.
This campaign began with over 30 people by my side. Over half of them have already met their demise. I understand that war brings casualties, and I don't fault those who died. They fought to the best of their ability, and fell fighting for a cause they believed in. But, despite this, the impact of their loss continues to press on me. Forgive me. I didn't mean to burden you with my personal concerns.
You don't need to apologize. You haven't done anything wrong.
Thank you. I appreciate your tolerance. Your presence here was unexpected, and you've caught me off balance. However, war is often unpredictable, and one should adapt accordingly. If you're serious about wanting to help the Commonwealth, the very least I can do is demonstrate the finer points in the art of warfare, if you're ready to follow my instructions.
Sure. I'm all ears.
Your ears are only half the equation. Direct your gaze to the dock ahead. That is the gunner's objective. A few days prior, a small vessel ferrying soldiers passed by this region. They'll be making their way back down the river any time now. Here, take these. Now, scout the area and mark it for assault. That way, my troops will know where we want them to engage. Go ahead. Use the binoculars to observe and then mark the docks. Let's hold our ground for the moment. Study their actions. Much can be learned merely by observing. Those super mutants should occupy them for at least several minutes. This presents an ideal opportunity for you to tag the gunners. Use the binoculars again, but this time, mark a few of the gunner soldiers. Proceed when ready.
Hi. Hi.
Excuse me.
Now, scout the area and mark it for assault. That way, my troops will know where we want them to engage. Go ahead. Use the binoculars to observe and then mark the docks.